Highway patrol is right behind him.
Continuing eastbound on Lodi, we call him pursuit.
Scott Bratton is a rookie with the Lodi, California Police Department.
Let him know I'm en route.
On February 11th, Scott met his new partner, Brian Freeman. On February 12th, they're thrown into a gunfight that threatens their lives.
He's gonna come out of the car, and it looks like he's gonna try and make a run for it. Go, go, go!
My grandfather was a police officer. He was actually a captain in the Lodi Police Department. My lifelong dream was to be a Lodi police officer.
Today, Scott's dream becomes a nightmare when he's called to assist in a dangerous high-speed chase. The felon he pursues is holding a hostage at gunpoint and has no regard for human life.
The suspect has the gun hanging out the window and is pointed back at my patrol vehicle. The driver would wave his hands like, come on, almost taunting us. He'd already shot a police officer, pointed a gun at us throughout the pursuit. So I'm starting to realize this probably isn't going to end well.
The driver eventually makes a wrong turn onto a dead-end street. That won't stop him. He crashes through a fence and onto a muddy field.
At that time, it had been raining for a few days. He tried to make it through the field and became stuck.
This will be interesting to see what happens here.
I exited my patrol car, and I took a position behind the motor block of my patrol unit.
Charlie, come.
Scott's new partner, Brian Freeman, races up beside him.
I had never been involved in a situation like this prior.
Brian looks at me and he goes, "Are you ready?" And I said, "Absolutely. Are you ready?" And he goes, "Absolutely."
The gunman and his female hostage exit the van.
He's gonna come out of the car, and it looks like he's gonna try and make a run for it.
Armed with a shotgun and a loaded .44. He pins her against his chest in a desperate attempt to escape. Brian tracks the kidnapper in the sights of his rifle.
I'm watching them as they go through the field, and I know that, I can't let them get away, but I don't want to hit her.
Each step takes them further away from a safe ending. Time is running out for Brian to shoot.
They made it up to the parking lot. She moved her back, and there was about a 3 to 4 inch gap between her back and his chest. I had done a lot of praying, and I just felt confident. I mean, had I not felt confident, I wouldn't have pulled the trigger. And at that point, I fired one round.
The assailant and his hostage collapse to the pavement.
At that point, I was thinking to myself, we win, the good guys win, the bad guys lose.
But this bad guy won't give up.
I just shot this guy with a rifle, but he sat up and started shooting at us. Our thoughts are, she's gonna be the closest target. She's the victim, she's right there, he's gonna shoot her.
Brian asked me if I was ready. I told him yes, and we both said, let's move.
To save the hostage, Scott and Brian risk total exposure as they charge. The only cover is the van, over 50 yards away.
Most people would think that if there is a gunfight, that you would be crazy to run into the face of it. On the other hand, Brian and I knew that we had to make it to the back of that van, and I knew that our lives depended on it.
As we make it partway out into the field, the victim gets up and takes off running.
The partners get lucky when the shooter's shotgun jams.
So he transitioned to the handgun and started firing rounds at both of us. Scott's yelling to get down.
I know it doesn't seem humanly possible to see bullets coming out of a gun at you, but I could see them and I could feel them. And I would say that absolutely we had a heightened sense of awareness. I can remember going across that field thinking for a split second, I have 3 daughters and a son. no way is this guy gonna win. There's no way I'm gonna let this guy take me away from my family and my children.
I remember just thinking, why won't he die? Why is he shooting at me? He's been shot, and he's continuing to shoot at us.
I wasn't aware if he had body armor under his clothes or if he was on drugs.
Scott has a split second to make a crucial decision.
I decided at that time to take a headshot.
Step up, step up. Do not move. If you move, you'll be shot.
He's still a threat. At any point, he could pull out a gun and shoot us, so I'm focused on him.
The partners move in over the final stretch of open ground.
You got him, Brian?
I covered the suspect while Scott handcuffed him.
And when we were done, Brian and I looked at each other, and it was more of a look like, you know what? Job well done.
The suspect survives 11 gunshot wounds and will serve 50 years in a state prison. The hostage turned out to be his girlfriend.
Brian and I, throughout that situation, worked as a team. We worked as one.
I could have very easily been killed, or Scott could have been killed. He saved my life, I saved his life, the way I look at it. We were there for each other, we were a team.
That February 12th was a day that really solidified the reason in my mind of why I became a police officer.